I would say Matt and I are pretty good friends. We give each other grief every now and then, so. All right, and coming from that flag stand, Matt Stubbe says, all right, guys, bunch up. Side by side, nose to tail. We go green off turn number 4. And we do just that. Green flag is out. Qualifying action here for your Ross Iron Auto Wild Thing Hobby Stocks is underway. And it is Zach Weir out to the early race lead as Pontius side by side with the 87 car, of John Briggs. Through turns 3 and 4, it is Weir. Briggs, Pontius a little slideways. Gathers it back up, but is going to lose a spot there to the 79 RC of Riley Christensen. Oh, as Pontius, half a spin cycle in turn 1 and 2. Matt Schulte nowhere to go. Schulte will continue on. Pontius, he'll roll backwards down the track, trying to get that 15 car refired, and caution flag's going to fly. Tough break for Pontius. Let's see if he can get that car fixed back up, and out here come feature time. Meanwhile, you hear the cars cleaning out the carburetors on the backstretch as we come back to green flag racing here in turns 3 and 4. Zach Weir leads them. Little bit of bumper tag going on here on the front stretch. Still single file around the raceway. Weir, Briggs as Briggs trying to make the advances to the back bar of the 61W and out of the inside quarter panel through turns 3 and 4. Christensen, Bargloff, and Schulte as Weir's going to lead another lap. Briggs now taking a look to the inside. Weir cannot get the run he needs. Weir still too strong on the top side. Christensen in the top side in the 79 car. Bargloff to the back bumper. As Briggs once again trying to run the high side this time. Tuck tail behind the 61W of Weir. Bargloff to the inside rear quarter panel of the 79 RC of Christensen. Now to the inside through turns 1 and 2. Who can get back on the gas quicker? It'll be Bargloff now by half a car down the backstretch. Great side-by-side battle for that 3rd and 4th place spot. Briggs still trying to close the gap between him and the 61W of Weir. Nothing doing as Bargloff across the nose of Christensen cleanly for that 3rd place spot with 2 laps to go. As Bargloff a little slideways through turns 1 and 2. That is the best battle out on the track right now for that 3rd and 4th place spot. White flag coming out here for Zach Weir as he bobbles off turn 4. Briggs now looks to the outside. Contact is made. As Briggs a little bit of bumper tag to the 61W. Bargloff now still holding on to that 3rd place spot over Christensen into turns 3 and 4 for the final time here. Weir spins around in turns 3 and 4. Bargloff hard on the binders to avoid contact. We are going to be coming to the checkered and the black flag displayed to the 87 of Briggs. Riley Christensen. As we're going to sort things out here. But turn number 4, we go green. Lansing and Tagle, Paul Tagle, your early race leaders that come down the front stretch. into turn number 1. Lansing, here comes Ulrich, going to put him about 3 deep through 1 and 2. Thought better of it. Daigle now your race leader. Lansing and Bonison. Brotherton Ulrich, followed by the 4Q of Chris Chadwick. As we sidestep through turns 3 and 4, a little bit of contact down the front stretch. Bonison, your new race leader in the 11K. Brotherton and Daigle, a little bit of contact side by side as they both push up the track. Here comes Lansing on the bottom side as Daigle's going to get shuffled almost all the way to the back of the pack. Bonison, Brotherton up to second. Lansing running in that third place spot. Ulrich, Daigle, and Chadwick. Single file around the raceway now. Best battle at the back of the pack between Chadwick and Daigle. As Brotherton trying to close the gap between him and Bonison for that top spot. Bonison slides way high up the racetrack. Brotherton tries to make the distance just a little bit closer. As it is Chadwick around Daigle for that 5th place spot. 2 laps to go here for Bonison, Brotherton, Lansing, Ulrich, Chadwick, and Daigle. Off of turn 4, Brotherton has closed that gap significantly as they take the white flag. Brotherton now looking to the inside corner as Bonison has been pushing like a dump truck through turns 1 and 2. The last few laps a little bit smoother that time by. Brotherton falls back just a little bit ever so slightly as they come into turns 3 and 4. Brotherton on the high side, Bonison on the low side. Bonison tries to slide it up, cannot do so. Here comes Brotherton to the line. It's going to be Bonison taking home the heat race win. Brotherton second, Lansing third, Ulrich in fourth. Chadwick rounding out your top 5, and Daigle your field. 28 of Dylan Magnuson out of Newell, Iowa. And the 28 to the inside of row 2. James Johnson out of Cherokee in the 49 to the outside. Your third and final row out of Lake City, Iowa. He drives the number 22 car. That is Mike Smith. And to the outside, it is the 16 of Rostowall. We are green, your third and final heat race. Mike Swain out with an early race lead in the 007. Magnuson down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Fredrickson up top on the 83. Johnson and Smith side by side. Throw a blanket on him from second on back as Swain starts to stair step a little bit as we got him 3 wide now off turn number 4. Here comes the 22 car of Mike Smith. Smith still working to the outside, trying to get side by side with Magnuson, cannot do so. A little push down the front stretch here as Smith up into the marbles as 3 wide. Here comes Johnson now through the middle. Fredrickson shuffled all the way back to that 5th place spot side by side between Johnson and Smith for that 3rd and 4th place. Smith still working the high side as Swain way up the racetrack in the 007. Magnuson follows suit. Mike Smith still up in the rough stuff as him and Johnson still side by side for that 3rd and 4th place position here early on in your 3rd and final heat race. Here for your Ross Iron Auto IMCA Hobby Stock Division. Johnson on the low side, Smith up on the high side. Best battle out on the track right now, trying to close the gap between him and Magnuson as they're racing for 3rd and 4th. Magnuson trying to build up a little bit of a advantage over the 2 behind him, and meanwhile in front of him, Swain says, hey, that's all right, boys, you fight it out here. I'm going to take advantage and gap you guys just a little bit more here with 2 laps to go. Johnson working to the inside of Smith. Smooth through 1 and 2. Johnson trying to slide up in front of Smith. He'll leave him room though, as we are still side by side for that 3rd and 4th place spots. Swain off turn number 4. We'll see the white flag this time by as Johnson completes the pass on the 22 car of Smith. Smith now is going to try the bottom side going into 1 and 2. Almost some contact between Johnson and Smith as Johnson to the inside of Magnuson for a split second. Mike Swain has no idea what is happening behind him, and he doesn't care much neither, as he'll see the checkered flag this time by Johnson and Magnuson. Oh, Magnuson into the infield grass. Smith takes home 2nd, Johnson 3rd, Fredrickson and DeWall. Magnuson keeps refired, and he'll pick up the checkered flag as well. As looks like problems for the 007 of Mike Swain. Just pulled in off the backstretch. So not sure what's going on with him. Ladies and gentlemen, out on the racetrack, you see here the 15 of Cody Pontius. Missing the nose cone and a couple fenders, but he did make it out. So glad to see that car fixed up. Well, fixed up for the most part, I should say. And out here for the A main event, we come to green off turn number 4. As we go green, a pair of 83 cars on the front row, Frederick and Lansing. As we come through turns 1 and 2, Lansing, your race leader by half a car over Frederick. Dayton Ulrich up to the 3rd spot. Then a pack of cars right behind him. Zach Weir is there as well. Lansing a little bit sideways off of turn 4. Give the lead to Frederick. Johnson in the mix now in the 49 car. Dayton Orch on the top side of the racetrack. Zach Weir. Here comes Craig Brotherton in the 45B. Bonison in that pack as well in the 11K machine. As Lansing and Frederick still going at it for that top spot. 283 cars. Ulrich sits in 3rd. Brotherton, Bonison, your top 5. Johnson shuffled back to 6th. Followed by Weir and Bargloff. Magnuson there as well. Mike Smith trying to make his way to the field in the 22 car. Justin Frederick, still your race leader. Craig Brotherton to the inside of Lansing for that 2nd place spot. Lansing battling on the outside. Bonison in the 11K trying to make up some ground as well. Johnson around Weir for that top 5 position. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 3-4 car battle for that top spot. As Frederick still with the race lead in the 83. Oh, bumper tag and through turns 1 and 2. That opens the door for Craig Brotherton to get side by side with Bonison. Lansing the 83L to the back bumper. Now going to give him a little bumper tag and now looks to the inside. Nothing doing off turn 4. Bonison still beside Brotherton. As we all single file around the top side here. Oh, the 83 of Frederick pushes. Here comes Lansing to the inside. A little bit of contact. Robbins racing down the backstretch. 283s duking it out for that top spot. The 45B of Brotherton waiting in the shadows. Lansing dives down on the inside. Cannot get the run he needs. Frederick still too strong back on the top side. Here comes Brotherton now around Lansing. Bonison is there as well, all fighting for the top line, as that is a preferred and fast line here in this Hobby Stock A feature. Brotherton is slide job for the lead from the 45B. Oh, cars around. We got a pile up in turn 4. Caution flag flying as Craig Brotherton pulled a slide job for the lead in turns 3 and 4. So over the receiver, the 11K of Curtis Bonison being black flagged for questionable driving. We come back to the race here under green flag conditions. Justin Frederick, your race leader. As Johnson pulls side by side with him for that race lead. Brotherton on the top side still there as well. Mike Smith trying to use the inside of the racetrack to his advantage. Nothing doing. Johnson tries the inside again. Nothing on the bottom side of the racetrack. The top side still the dominant side. As it is, Frederick as he pushes. Here comes Brotherton now to the inside of the 45B car. Briggs up to that third spot now. Johnson and Bargloff checking into the top 5. Two laps to go. Craig Brotherton now looking for the race lead through turns 1 and 2. Side by side with Frederick. Briggs now in there as well in the 87 car. Johnson and Bargloff your top 5. Slide job again from Brotherton to Frederick as he takes over the race lead now. White flag is out one more time around. Craig Brotherton looking for his first victory here this season at the Buena Vista Raceway in that 45B machine. As they come off at turn number 4, Craig Brotherton will win your Ross Tire and Auto Hobby Stock A feature. Justin Frederick in second, followed by Briggs, Johnson, and Bargloff, your top 5. And now finally finds victory lane. We'll get a couple words from him. Craig, you set Frederick up for the slider in 3 and 4. You complete it. Caution comes out. Yeah. You try again in 3 and 4, and you find yourself in the top spot, and now here in victory lane. Walk us through that run.
Oh, it was wild. I knew it was going to be tough. There's a lot of fast cars up there. Frederick trying to get him set up, and you get let down, and you think, oh, man, I got to do this all again. But luckily, we were able to come out on top. And it couldn't happen on a better night. Got a lot of my kids, my cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody's here. Haven't been here all year, and it's awesome that they were here tonight for it. I want to thank this guy here in the big green shirt. He helps me every week. Couldn't do it without him.
Couldn't do it without him indeed. Craig Brotherton, your A feature winner here tonight in your Ross Tire and Auto IMCA Wild Thing Hobby Stock feature event. Ladies and gentlemen, let him hear you, Buena Vista Raceway.